everybody, it's Debbie here, and welcome back to my crafty den, or my messy desk, or whatever it seems to look like right now. But I am working on a set of ATC cards for the fall, and I was going to put them on a ring when I was finished and turn them into a flip book. So if you watched the last video, you'll know that I made this whimsical, you know, the owl on the twine with the pumpkin in the background. And I thought this would make a great first card because I wanted just to say I do love fall most of all. And I love all the seasons, but I love fall most of all. So yes, that's why I did this one. But today I'm doing something a little bit different. It's not going to be quite so whimsical. Tomorrow is a not very well recognized special day, in that it is Canada's National Hunting, Fishing and Trapping Day. And this happens on the third Saturday in September every year. And it's to recognize fishing, trapping, hunting, those types of things as part of Canada's national heritage. As many of you know, if you've watched my previous videos, that I'm up in my 60s, and my father is 85 years old. So he hunted and fished and trapped his whole adult life, probably a few of his childhood years as well, because we've grown up in central Ontario, which at that time when he was growing up was very, very remote. So he grew up on a farm, and then I spent even tons of my time on my grandparents' farm when I was young. And my grandfather was an avid trapper, and my dad supplemented, so that my mom didn't have to work. My dad supplemented his income from work with selling fur, and I know it's not done now. I mean, a lot of people don't do it now, and there's a lot of people that frown on it and they can't justify it, but it was a thing. Like, it was it was part of my life growing up. And my dad trapped all of his weekends off in the fall and the early part of the winter, spent many, many hours freezing cold, soaking wet, hunting and fishing and trapping to put food on the table to raise 5 children. And so I would like to recognize National Hunting, Fishing and Trapping Day by making an ATC card. So I found this image, and I just found it in All Things in a Canadian Tire fall catalog. So I liked the picture in that he's holding binoculars, and he's not actually hunting. He's you know, he may have found these laying on the ground. Whoop, the antlers. I mean, because lots of them showed up at our house because they were just found laying on the ground. But this looks like a pretty nice rock, though. So hopefully he got what he was after, and that it was for his stable. I don't justify trophy hunting at all whatsoever, or hunting just for sport. But around here, if you can do it, you still hunt in the fall to put food on the table for your family, because it's a hard life around here sometimes, especially in the winter. So, yeah, love this little picture. So what I did was I just cut it out. I cut the corner of the page out, glued it on a piece of scrapbooking paper with a glue stick, and then cut it out like this. So I'm going to cover my cardboard background. So this is a cereal box. I'll cover this side because I'll make a note on the back of what this card is all about. And where's my glue stick? Right here. So this is what I'm going to do. This is good enough for an ATC card. Like, this will dry and stay on here. So I'm going to give this a nice coat of glue, making sure that I get right to the corners all the time, because when you're putting a piece of paper onto an ATC card as a background, you want it to stick. Now I have this really nice It's got some little bit of orange in it, but it's the tan and brown plaid, and it is very pretty. And I'm going to set it on my card like this. I'm going to try to get it as far this way. This isn't an uneven cut, so I won't be able to get much, but I'm going to try to set that maybe like this. Put that there and set it like that, and then trim out the back so that it's slightly off kilter and the lines won't go straight across. But I do want a little bit of this ragged edge right here. Just don't, it doesn't want to go down. There, that's where I want it. This is a jagged edge, and to get this on here, that was just a little bit difficult. So I'm just going to push it down. Really, really burnish this down with my finger. And then pick up this card. Oh, it just doesn't want to glue. What's wrong with that? That's not a very good glue stick. I'm going to get another glue stick because this one just doesn't seem to want to stick. I don't know what's wrong with it. I was using it before. It may be just this kind of paper. But I do have a ton of glue sticks here somewhere. Let me see. I didn't put them in the same spot, obviously. So I guess it'll be on to just some white school glue. There's a little bit of enough in here to do this, I think. That's funny. It just dried almost instantly, that glue. I don't know if it's that hot in here today. It is hot. Look at it. It's just completely dry. And it's been seconds. Huh. That's just strange. So put a little bit back and forth across the middle. Not much. I don't need much. Mostly around the edges. Now let's try to do that again. So if I get that one right there and slide that over to that edge so that the whole side's covered. Let's see if that does a little bit better. Wow. Isn't that crazy? So it wasn't that hard to put this, oh, I mean, it was hard. I wanted to line it up, but see that just that little bit there wasn't straight, which meant that this just ran off kilter a little wee bit, but I don't think that'll be hardly noticeable at all. So I'm going to let that dry for a second. That's why I was going to use the glue stick because it's a little bit quicker, but I'm going to let this dry for 1 second and then cut it out. So I'm posting a bunch of hauls lately, and yeah, I went shopping, and I shopped at 4 or 5 different places. I didn't do my thrift store haul. I did go to the thrift store when I was on that shopping trip, and found a thrift store we'd never been in before. And I've been wanting some new curtains for my living room. We have the old blinds in our living room, and we've never done anything really with the windows. We've always just used blinds on our front living room window, and I don't like them, but a good, you know, a nice set of blinds or like nice set of curtains is pretty pricey, and I just have never found the right ones at a thrift shop or something like that that I wanted. See, that's just a little off kilter, but that's cool. It makes it look like the card's a little bit off kilter, but it's not really. So I'm going to put this like this and glue that on there too. Now this is going to be a really simple card. It's just going to be, I'll put that down as far as I can without losing any of the image, so I keep the background, because I do want to put something on here. So I'm going to put this on here now. Yeah, so anyway, I was going through this thrift store, like piece by piece, because, and the clothes in there were fantastic. The prices were really good. And I can't even tell you where it was because we pulled in when we saw it. And then after we were done shopping, we both started laughing. I said, do you know where that thrift shop is? I said, I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find it again. We may have to do a little bit of driving around. But yeah, so it was pretty good. We had some fun. Whenever I go away with my sister somewhere, we end up laughing so hard. It's such a good day of stress relief because we're both so foolish. And she's my youngest sister too. There's 5 years difference between us. And yes, I have 4 sisters, and there's only 5 years between myself. I'm the oldest, and she's the youngest. So my mom was a busy, busy lady for a long time. Gotta respect that, eh? Like, never, ever remember being with a babysitter unless it was when my parents had to go to a funeral or something like that. Never, ever remember them just leaving us with a babysitter for any length of time at all. When I was old enough, I would stay with my sisters so that my parents could go out and stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of cute. Now it's not really cute. It's different. It's interesting. ATC cards don't always have to be cutesy. That's the whole cool thing about them. They can be anything that you want them to be. So this one for me is just going to be to provoke thought, which is something that I like. So what to do with it now? I've got, oh, this is the back side of a piece of Halloween paper. I won't be using that on this one. Let me see. I love this that just says fall, just the word fall. So I may cut that out, and I'm not going to use the whole. I'm going to cut it out like this. Love these cut apart pages, eh? So anyway, I went for paper pads, and this is the last year's paper pad, and it was called Pumpkin and Spice. So I know that sometimes they'll put paper pads out every year that have the same names, but they will be different. You know, they'll be updated versions. And so I went looking for fall paper pads, and I thought I saw somebody haul the fall paper pad that had the, you know, the little red fox on the front of it, and they said it was called Pumpkin and Spice and that it was this year's version. And I went looking for it, and you think I could find it? No way. I found 2 fall paper pads, but not... Yeah, see, I was worried that's going to be too big. So I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to cut... maybe I'll just cut it down like this and leave the gold at the top and the bottom, because I do like the gold. Nope. Still not working. But I want that word on there. I just want fall on there, because this is typically what you do in the fall. So it'll just have to be. Maybe like that, right there. So what I'm going to do then is mount it on a piece of paper. What should I mount it on? Something that will match the orange in that, I think. No, maybe not. Something that's a little lighter than that. Probably something that's a little lighter than that. So, let me see. I may just take my 1-inch circle punch. What is a 1-inch circle punch? I've got a 1-inch circle punch right here. And I may just take this really cool plaid. I might want to save this for something else now. When I see what that looks like. Ideas come and go so fast in my head that I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time. Okay, so when in doubt, you go to this. So you take your ink pad, your small, this one is called Walnut Stain, and you go around your edge. If there's nothing else to do, you just go around your edge. And this could be just a saving grace because I can't add much to this or it's going to cover up more of the picture than I want it to. So what's everybody doing this morning? It's Friday morning here. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so I'm going to put that right there. I want it a little bit higher though, so I'm going to mount it on. I know exactly what I'm going to mount it on. Oh, I just have to reach it. There. So I have this really thin corrugated cardboard cut to some ATC sizes. So I'm just going to hold this on here so that it's teeny, just tiny slight smaller, and then cut it out and then put it on the back of this. I'm terrible, eh? I can't remember from one second to the next where I put stuff. And then I'm going to fill this bottle up as soon as I'm done this video. I've said that 2 or 3 times now when I've been working with it. There's just a teeny tiny little bit left. But this white school glue, when you use it in moderate, use it really sparingly, it sticks without buckling your paper. Because you don't saturate everything, but if you do get your paper wet with it, it'll buckle your paper. So you have to use it really sparingly if you're going to use it. There. So see how that just goes outside the cardboard a tiny bit, and then I won't be able to see the cardboard from the top of the card when I put it down. Put some glue on this side. And then I am going to take this walnut stain I'm going to really get it in the corners. Really wet that corner down and let it soak in to give it that nice edge. And all I do to get the corners like that is hold this on slightly less of an angle like that, and then just and keep going until I've got enough. That darkens the corners right down. See, I like that look. It almost looks like you've sat it down and the corners have been soaking it in, and it was a mistake. But I do it so often. It might have been a mistake the first time I did it. Which is funny. That's how I learn most of my stuff. I call them happy accidents. There. So I've got that. And I need a little bit more of something. And even in something like this, I'm going to need bling. So I'm going to grab these. And these are the gems, but these are the autumn. I got these amber colored gems because, oh my goodness, there's some clear hearts in here, but a lot of these are the amber color. I'm going to have to take these out and put them into something else to make it easier to, not something round, maybe something like that. Wonder what that'll look like on there. What you think? I actually like that. And, but I have to find a sentiment first to put on here. And it will be, what will it be? I've already got fall on here. Maybe I won't put another sentiment on. I usually put another little saying or something on there, but I don't think I need it with the fall on there. And that, I think that's going to be enough. Yeah, I'm going to glue these on with, let me see. These, I have a hard time with these little gems. Does anybody else have a hard time with them? I have some Gorilla Super Glue. And I don't have any glossy accents right now. I'm out of glossy accents. And I glue all of this stuff on with glossy accents. And I have been to Michael's 3 times since I ran out and forgot to buy some more. But I found that, that's not very much, eh? But I found that with this stuff, it's not going anywhere once I get it down. Get it straight. There. I'm barely touching it and making a little dab because I just don't need it. Don't need much. But at least I know it won't fall off. I went to the glossy accents and used it for, I used it for a glossy accent, but I also used it to glue any small awkward bit or even large awkward bit onto any piece of art that I had. And I went through my bottles so fast. But there's a lot in here. And so there. So that's my ATC for, see, that's stuck right down already. So is that one. So is that one. So, yep. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So, got these down. And then the one more thing that I'm going to do. Oh, I hope I left enough room for... It's going to have to go right at the very corner of that. Right there. But that's not moving. So, that's where it has to go. So, what I'm doing with these is I've got my crocodile and I'm putting a hole. See if I can do it this way so I can see. I want an exact certain spot. So what I've done is, I don't know if you can see that or not. See that little lever there, that little punch that's going up and down? I moved this around until I had it right where I wanted it. Because I'm taking, I had to be far enough away from that for my eyelet to go on. Where's my eyelets? They were on here when I did my other one. Oh, they're right in front of me. I'm looking all over and I've already got them set there. Gosh, I should drink more of my coffee. So all you do to set these eyelets is you put so the good side goes in the hole on the side that you want it to be on, right? Then you put on your crocodile, this little piece that sticks down right there, you put that in the good side, and then you turn it over and you just squeeze. And you've set your little eye. You see? Your eyelet's in. And that's how this, I like these because it takes no grip at all to do it. They've got such a smooth lever action. And I've tried cheaper sets. They just didn't work. Not with my hand strength. I'd have to go get my husband to do it every time. And this isn't his craft station. So, yeah, I didn't think that I'd like waiting till he got home to help me do something. So that's my second one. So I am going to write on the back, like I did with my first one. I What do I write on the back? I'll show you what I did with my first one and what I wrote. If I can find it. I've got all this stuff all over the place now. Huh. So let me show you what I wrote on the back of the first one. I just write Fall ATC because that's the collection that I'm doing. Number 1, the date that I did it, and my name. And because this is self-explanatory and it's not for anything, on this one, I'll put Fall ATC number 2. I'll write the date and I'll put in recognition of National Hunters, Fishers, and Trappers Day. So, and then I'll put my name. So that's it. That's ATC number 2 in my fall series. And yeah. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.